Chapter 1, Lesson 3, Rates and Unit Rates. Our content and language target today. Content, students will understand how to calculate a unit rate. Our language target, students will demonstrate their understanding of unit rate by calculating the unit rate of several examples in a relationship to real-world problems. So as I look at our beginning, it says find a unit rate. A rate is a ratio comparing two quantities of different kinds of units. So a rate is simply miles per hour. That's two different types of rates or quantities that we're looking at. A unit rate has a denominator of 1 when the rate is written as a fraction. To write a rate as a unit rate, we're going to divide the numerator and the denominator of the rate by the denominator. Okay, so as you can see here in our example, we have 15 characters per second. So let's say you're texting and you can text 15 characters or letters or symbols in 5 seconds. That's a rate. Now a unit rate, we want to know how much you can do that in 1 second because we want our denominator to be 1. So to do that, I would divide each by the denominator. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So in 1 second, you can type 3 characters. So let's look at our example number 1. It says Samantha picked 45 oranges in 5 minutes. Write this rate as a unit rate. So remember, unit rate, we want 1 as our denominator. So we have 45 oranges in 5 minutes. Okay, so we want to know time is always at the bottom. Second, minute, hour. So we want to change this to 1 minute. We want to know how many oranges she picked in 1 minute. So to do this, I want to divide by my denominator. So I'm going to divide each by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 5 divided by 5 is 1. It's always 1 as my denominator. And 9 what? 9 oranges in 1 minute. That's your rate. Let's look at example number 2. It says the Australian dragonfly can travel 18 miles in 30 minutes. How far can the dragonfly travel in 1 minute? So it tells you right here what our denominator is going to be. So we have 18 miles in 30 minutes. So we want to make sure we write this as a unit rate. So we divide each, the numerator and denominator, by the denominator, or the bottom number. So 30 divided by 30 is 1. Unit rate, we always have 1 as our denominator. So now I need to use a calculator. And I need to take 18 divided by 30. And I get 0.6, so I get 6/10. So how far can it travel in 1 minute? 0.6 miles. And that's all you have to do is leave it like that because we're looking at how many miles, so I can see that on there. So you have to divide. Calculators work really well here. So here's a couple of got it problems. We'll do letter A together, and I'll let you do letter B on your own. Letter A says Anna downloaded 35 songs in 5 minutes. How many songs does she download per minute? So 35 songs in 5 minutes So I have 35 songs in 5 minutes. The unit rate, I want to divide by my denominator. So whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do the numerator. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So in 1 minute, they can download 35 divided by 5, which is 7 songs. So pause the video and try letter B on your own, and we'll talk about it when we're done. Letter B says Jonathan is baking several loaves of bread to sell in his bakery. He uses 9 cups of water and 12 cups of whole wheat flour. How much water was used per cup of flour? So to set this up, we have cups of flour as my denominator. So I have 9 H2O, that's water, to 12 flour. So to solve, I have to divide each by 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1 cup of flour. So how much water will I take? Well, 9 divided by 12, I'm going to use my calculator again. Take 9 divided by 12, and I get 0.75. 0.75 cups of water. So number 3 example, it says an adult heart beats about 2,100 times every 30 minutes, and a baby's heartbeat beats about 2,600 times every 20 minutes. How many more beats does a baby's heart beat in 60 minutes than an adult heart? So here, I want to compare both of those to 60 minutes. So that's going to be my ratio. So as I look, let's look at the adult heart. It is 2,100 beats per 30 minutes. So if I want to know in 60 minutes, so I'm not looking at a unit rate anymore, I'm looking at an equivalent ratio. So what can I multiply by 30 to get 60? Well, that's 2. So if I multiply my denominator by 2, I have to do the same thing and multiply my numerator by 2. So 2 times 2,100 is 4,200 beats. Now, if we're looking at a baby's heartbeat, that's 2,600 per 20 minutes. How many would that be in 60 minutes? Well, again, what can I multiply by 20 to get 60? What can I multiply by 2 to get 6? That's 3. So then I multiply my numerator by 3. And when I do that, I get 7,800 beats. But the question's asking how many more beats does the baby's heart beat than an adult's? So I have to go ahead and subtract 7,800 minus 4,200, and I get 3,600 beats. So we look at letter C, got it on problem C. It says a hummingbird's heart rate while resting is about 7,500 beats every 30 minutes. How many more beats does a hummingbird's heart beat in 60 minutes than a human heart, baby's heart? So we're going to use our last answer from the last one to help with the hummingbird. So again, I have 7,500 beats in 30 minutes. I want to know how many that is in 60 minutes. So what can I multiply by 30 to get 60? What can I multiply by 3 to get 6? That's 2. So then I have to do the same thing to my numerator and multiply each by 2. 75 times 2 would be 150. So that would be 15,000 beats. So how much was it on the other one? So if I look back, a baby's heartbeat was 7,800. So we want to know how many more beats. Let me make sure my number's right. 7,800. So I'm going to take 15,000 beats minus 7,800. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. I cannot take 8 cookies away if I don't have any. So I go to my neighbors. I borrow. I regroup. I get 4. I take away 1 package of 10 cookies. 10 minus 8 is 2. I have 4 minus 7, so I can't do that, or 7 minus 4. So I go to my neighbor. I get 1 package of 10 cookies. I add that to the 4 that I already have. 14 minus 7 is 7, and that is 7,200 more beats. So here we had to do a couple of different things. We're looking at this ratio, but it's also nice to compare it to the baby. Even something so small as a hummingbird has a lot of heartbeats. And the last one, for Carolina's birthday, her mom took her and 4 friends to a water park. Carolina's mom paid $40 for 5 student tickets. What was the price for 1 student ticket? So here, we're looking at 1 student ticket. So that means that we're looking at unit rate. So our denominator has to be 1. So I know she paid $40 for 5 tickets. I want to know, what did she spend for 1 ticket? So again, to find unit rate, I have to divide by my denominator. So 5 is my denominator. I divide each by 5. And $40 divided by 5 is 8. And that's $8 for 1 ticket.